Hi everyone, today I'm going to give you a tour of adventure ahead of your hire. The first thing to know is that she is a Roller Team T-Line 700 on a Fiat chassis, and she's 7 meters long, 2.3 meters wide and 3.2 meters tall. She does come on a standard key, which is unlock, just like any car, and the Fiat is to lock. Inside the cab, it's a very familiar situation with your wheel mounted controls. So this side you've got your phone and the settings for the screen and there. Then this side you've got your cruise and your limiter, and behind you have your audio and your skip. So we've got our indicators on this side as well as our beams, and on this side we have got our windscreen wipers. You've got your automatic here, your shift, park, reverse, neutral and drive, which also displays on the screen digitally. You've got your heating controls and air conditioning, which I won't show you. They're old analog style, they're not even digital, so nice and easy to use. And then you've got your Pioneer screen, which is Android and Apple CarPlay enabled. And then the only other thing I need to show you is this little fob here. It goes in here and you can see it's not flashing at the moment. When it's flashing, that means your internal sensors are activated. So when you're out for the day, they need to be on. And when you're sleeping, you do that and you will get a beep, and then that will stop flashing. So if you press the lock button on the Fiat and it does not beep, that means that the alarm is not set and it's in sleep mode. If you press it and it beeps, that means the internal sensors are on. So if I just pop that in there, we will see what happens. And there's the beep. So other than that, we've got our cab blinds at the front, which go up past the mirror, just shimmy that across, and it goes all the way up to make a nice dark environment in the night. And then on your door, you slide it and then it goes all the way up. And when you are driving on the outside, you have your mirror. If you feel you are going to hit your mirror, that is your time to stop. The habitation sticks out a little bit wider, so use that as your gauge to stop. On the driver's side of the vehicle, we can see this is the habitation I talked about. It sticks out a little bit more than the cab, and this is what we need to be very wary of. So again, if you get to the point where you think your mirror is going to hit, please do stop. Then along the side, you've got your side marker lights. In the night, they will be illuminated to give presence on the road. And then under here is our first thing, which is our grey wastewater. That is your sink and your shower. So it is open at the moment, and to close it, we just press it in, just like so. And to release the water, you pull out. Wherever you stop at campsites, there will be a designated place to empty those, which you will probably have to drive over to. Then you've got some storage here, which is just that long and about this deep. So ideal for wellies and things like that. And then the only other key you have on you, which is not the drive key, opens up your freshwater bit here, your toilet, your gas, and your back lockers. So it's always this key. And you can see this looks like a petrol cap, but it is bright blue, representing freshwater only, please. The diesel is located on the other side. So you just undo it, and then you pop the hose in, which I will show you. And of course, just lock it, just to make sure that you keep your freshwater nice and safe and secure, because we do hear some stories of people putting stuff in there. So that is your fresh water. You've got your toilet situation. Use this key again. You need to turn and press both, and then your cassette is in there. There is another video attached to the email which will show you how to work the toilet and to change it and refresh it. Here you've got your LPG. You can see I turn the key and the toggle pops out. Turn your key back and then that means it's locked. Just always put your keys straight back in your pocket. So in here, you will have 2 gas bottles. If you're on a shorter trip, you will have whatever's left of one and then a full one. An indicator in the summer, as a family, when we go to south of France, we wouldn't even get through a quarter one of those tanks. So you've always got one here spare. If you are going on a long trip, we will always make sure there's 2, because these are not compatible on the continent. Obviously, if you're in the UK and you go through the 2, it's your responsibility to change them out. We include 2 in your price, you can bring them back empty and we replenish. But obviously, if you need more than the 2 that we've supplied on when you're out, that's up for you to replenish and pay as you go. So when you are driving, the gas should always be off, and you can see it is a clockwise turn to have it off. So you've got your spinner on the top. So this one is currently connected, so you'll turn that one on and that will work things inside. When you're traveling, turn it off. If you do run out of gas, there is a spanner in here, just located at the back. You undo the wire, go into that gas, pop it on this one, and then secure it, tighten it with a spanner to make sure that nothing is coming out, and then turn on your gas and just have a quick check with your hand to make sure you can't feel any gas coming out, and then you're securely connected. It's the same as a barbecue that you would have at home. So because I've already locked that, I can just pop it like that, and it is now closed. So we're going to move along here, and we have got the rear garage. So again, I'm just turning the key. Once the toggle pops out, I've turned the key back to lock it. There is a little toggle here to hold the door open for us. And you can see in this side of the rear garage, you've got your toilet solution, which is mentioned in the toilet video. Then you've got your hose pipe. This goes in the side of the vehicle. And then you've got your quick fix connector along with a spare one that goes on the tap in case it's not there. Please make sure these come back with the vehicle. These are things we lose all the time. And of course, we would need to charge you if those go missing. Then you've got your electric hookup cable. So if you were going somewhere with electric hookup, you will use this side with the flap goes into the vehicle, and it should go in the vehicle, which I will show on the other side. And that is everything in there. You've got a lot more storage for you to put things in. We can supply a table and chairs, which is an optional extra, simply because they were getting broken a lot. So we are now charging for the pleasure of using our ones. So if you have not already booked those, you can pop us a call to amend your booking to add those to your stay. And then when you are done, just release that lever, turn, and pop those in. And then around the back of the vehicle, there isn't very much to show. We've got a standard bike rack, which you just push the two sides across. This one is quite stiff because it is a new vehicle. It's not been done very often. So you just undo those, and then the bike rack will go down. And then you have your securers for your wheels. You've got your arms to secure on your bikes. There is a shorter one in the back. So the fourth bike, you attached one fixer to another one to attach those bikes there. And then when you were done, just pop that up. Both of those will turn, and then you will pop those back on just to secure it, and you can see they are very tight, and then that's secure. The only other thing you have up here is your camera. There is an out and a down, which will change when you reverse. If you are traveling in weather where it is quite muddy, they can sometimes get glazed, so you might just need to reach up and give it a little wipe. On the passenger side of the vehicle, you've got your garage, which I'm not going to show you, it's just the other side, there's nothing there. And then here you have got your Truma outlet, which is the emissions that come out from the heater. So always leave that clear. It can get hot, so if you have got children, just make sure they stay away from that and don't put their hands on it. Then you have got your fridge vents, which again, just is the ventilation for the fridge, which will work off gas. I can hear a slight roar in there at the moment, indicating that the gas is on and the fridge is working. Again, we do ask that you do not have the vehicles washed while you're out, because if they do jet inside of these, that can actually damage the vehicle fridge, and it is quite costly. So please don't get the vehicles jet washed while you're out. We will deal with that when you come back. So on this side is where your hookup goes, and the bit that I showed you goes in there, the flap, and then to release you press that down. And this one does have exterior gas for a barbecue, and we have not invested in an extra for that yet. However, that will be on our list very soon. We are just researching that. Then as we move down, you've got your habitation door. This does work off the Fiat lock. So you can see that is now locked, unlock, and then it is open. Then towards the front, we have got our diesel, which works off the Fiat key, and it does say diesel in capital letters. And then you've got your AdBlue. The vehicle goes out full of fuel and full of AdBlue. Please make sure that the vehicle is returned full of both. If you're not sure about AdBlue, we can do it for you, and we will only charge you what it costs with no extra charges on top. However, this is a running cost of the vehicle, and it did cost us £4,000 1 year, which is a cost that a small family business cannot absorb. Okay, so inside the vehicle, I've just turned the lights on. There is a video for this control panel. It's very easy to use, and there is an app to download, which you can scan on a QR code. I often find it's easier to work it that way. So in the front here, we have got our seating. We've got the table, which is squeezed on the side. It will come out and centralize, and it will go out of the way for when you're traveling. The front seats do rotate in this direction, so to the center, and towards the center of the vehicle, there are 2 oblongs on each one. Give them a turn, and then they will rotate around. So you've got your 2 belted seats in the front, you've got 2 belted bits here. You can hide those, so then they're not sticking in your back when you are relaxing. Then we've got some storage up here. You press the button in the middle and then pull. Everything is on a latch, so when you are traveling, they will not swing open. We have a TV, which is an extra. We do publicize on our website that we will not refund any money for lack of signal. We have stopped putting them in our newer delivery vehicles just simply because we would like people to go and enjoy their time, socialize with each other, play games. So we will not be refunding any money for TVs that are out of signal. If you're a person that must have some TV, please bring your own devices, download your own movies, TV shows, whichever you like. But this does have a DVD in the side if you're a person that absolutely has to watch something. So let's move down the vehicle a little bit. So in the kitchen area, we do have lighting. When you come in and you turn the unit on and the lights on, there's a little blue light under here which you need to press, which is a digital light switch, and that will come on. So again, this is on a push down button, and then there you've got some of the inventory which you will find on our website under adventure. Go halfway down the page, it will tell you what the vehicle contains for your journey. We have a 3 burner under here. We've got our sink hidden under there, and then you have your oven, more stocked cupboards with pans, cutlery, utensils, and of course you have your tea towel. The hob and the oven are gas operated. These vehicles are made that you don't necessarily need hookup, which is why the hob, the oven, and the fridge are all gas operated when they need to be. If you have hookup, the fridge will move to electric, and there is a separate video for that, which is also attached to this email. If you are on hookup, you do have standard plug sockets. There's one here, one in the front and one in the back. That means you will be able to plug in standard household appliances. If you're not on hookup and you're using the leisure battery and the solar, everything else is 12 volt, and there are USBs around the vehicle to plug in. So let's move this way and show you the shower room. So in the shower room, you do have a toilet, which there is a separate video on there how to maintain it. You have got your sink. You can see the little button to the right of the tap there. You press that and this actually comes forward and you get a much bigger shower. You do need to remove the wood when you are showering, just to keep that nice. So you just put it out of the way. And then you also have a shower curtain to come across again to protect the wood on the doors and the floor. So the floor in motorhomes are very, very fragile. So make sure that you do close the door, you do use the shower curtain and remove the wood. And then that will keep our floors lovely and sturdy and not go soft. So towards the back of the vehicle, you have a lounge. There is a table located in here, which is secured against the wall, which can go central. This is where you will find your bedding. This is only bedding for 2, as this is going out for a couple next. So you will have a duvet, 2 microfiber towels, and 2 pillows. If you are using both beds, you will have obviously 2 doubles and 4 pillows and 4 towels. So in the back here, the table would go here if you were wishing to set that up. There are more lights up here, digital light switches, just there to brighten the place up. You have your blinds, which are a squeeze and up situation. They will stop in various places, or you can put them all the way up and they will click. When you want to pull them down, the fly screen will always come with it. So squeeze that up, and again, just squeeze, and it will pull itself down. Do not push it down because the return mechanism can stop working if you force it down. It will go down on its own. So in the back here, the only other thing I need to point out is on this window over here, there is a boiler mechanism. The boiler will not have your heating or your water working if that window is ajar on the vent or if it is open. So always make sure you can see there's a truma bit on the top of there, which you can locate when you are in here yourself. Just make sure that window is closed if you're trying to get hot water or heating operated on gas. And you will have an error code up and it will tell you window coil. So it's that window you will need to close. Then I'm going to stand up and I'm going to come this way. You have your first bed, which is up here. You can see the ladders are there. We keep them there because they were sort of piercing the ceiling a little bit, and we can see it's lovely textured ceiling on here. So you press it, it will come down, it will stop where it needs to. You will attach your ladder there, and of course you pop your bedding on. Please don't leave the bedding on when you go up. We have found out this vehicle does not like it and the bed will stop working. So then that means the bed is out of action for the rest of your trip. So please take off the bedding, pop it back in the cupboard, hold this up, and again, wait until it stops and locks in place. If you were to leave your bedding on there, which we have found out in our last hire, the bed will stop working because it's constantly trying to go up and it will burn the fuse out and then it will stop working. So that's your first bed. And then we have another bed just located up here. So you will see from the other side the buttons in the same place. Again, this one comes down, just make sure it's clear of the TV, that the TV is in stow position. And then it comes down, and again, you clip your ladder on here, and then you've got another bed, and there is a light up there. So whilst we're here, every skylight has a covering. So the vehicles are lovely and dark in the night, and every screen has a fly screen. So we're going to stow this bed again, make sure the bedding is off, make sure it goes up and stops in place, ready to drive. And that is everything an adventure that I would like to show you ahead of your trip. Don't forget, if you have got questions, you can ask us on the day. This video is here to educate you before you go out and speed up the handover process. These videos are, of course, available on YouTube all the time. You might choose to download them if you're going somewhere remote, so then you can watch them at your leisure if you need to figure something out while you're out on hire. Don't forget, once you are out, don't just be stuck. Make sure you give us a call, and if it is out of hours, WhatsApp us on the dedicated group for out of hours. So that's it from me today. We look forward to welcoming you to Busy when you are going out on your hire.